about the mystery and the history of what we know as the Bermuda Triangle. I chose to speak on the specific topic because there's a lot of people that believe it's just like a plane goes missing and that's kind of it, but it's actually more than that. So today I'll be addressing how it started, the disappearances that go on and have gone on, and the theories as to why these things have disappeared. So recently people have wondered if the Malaysia airplane that went missing a while back had a connection with the Bermuda Triangle, but it went missing halfway around the world, so they can't really prove that, but they also can't say that it's not true. But also there are ships and actually land incidents that have happened that include the Bermuda Triangle, and it's not just planes. So this is the map of the Bermuda Triangle. It starts at Puerto Rico, goes to the tip of Florida, and comes up and hits Bermuda. And the Bermuda Triangle became known in the 20th century to the public, but actually they found in journals where Christopher Columbus had written about a flame going into the ocean, and they said it was most likely a meteor, and then he reported an incident of a light in the distance. A couple days later, in erratic compass readings, which is what happens to ships and planes whenever they go through the Bermuda Triangle. This theory was started by writers naming it the Bermuda Triangle, and it's been perpetuated by them. And after Christopher Columbus wrote about it, Edward Jones actually noted about it in a 1950 journal in the Miami Herald. He wrote about missing airlines and the 135 people that went missing and they were unaccounted for. He said that they were swallowed without a trace. And as stated earlier, the triangle isn't associated with just planes, it also includes ships. And this is the ship known as the Mary Celeste, and it is also known as the ghost ship of the Bermuda Triangle. The ship went missing in 1872, and no one could be traced, no parts or remains or anything. And this is Flight DC-3, and it went into air on December 28, 1948 at 10:03 p.m. It left San Juan, Puerto Rico, and was flying to Miami. And it was on radio with a tower in Miami, and with 20 minutes left of their flight, that was never seen again or heard from ever again. And here's some more disappearances that have been noted with jets and different types of ships and submarines. And this is a chart of what kind of transportation it was and how many fatalities and survivors. So statistics show that there's only one more plane accident than ship accidents, making it an 11-to-10 ratio, and there's one land accident where it was reported that a hurricane came through the Bermuda area and 2 people went missing and were never heard from ever again. Statistics also show that the most active year, you can see at the top, the 3 in a row, were 1945. They were all air accidents, and it's totaling in 39 fatalities and 0 survivors. The first incident on this chart is reported in 1880, and it was a ship accident which had 90 fatalities and 0 survivors. And the most recent incident in 2018, there was also that one is talking about a sea one, but the one that I found most interesting was a family took their own private airplane through that area, and there were 5 people on the plane, and none of them were ever heard from ever again. So these are the theories about how the ships and planes go down. The first one is the methane gas, which there's a lot of methane gas reported to be under the ocean floor, and if it traps, it can create sediments, which you can see right there where gas escapes, mixing with water, reducing the buoyancy, which can pull ships down like it does in landslides, or sinkholes, where gas explodes, leaving a sinkhole, and we've seen that on the news where houses where even people go missing. And this one is an electronic fog, which many planes and ships have actually reported times of where they have been caught in an electric fog. and ships and planes can go down. This can mess with their compass and obviously their view, so most don't make it back. Even though there are many deaths, there's only been one survivor that has reported of actually making it out, and her name is Carrie Tranum, and she was a new pilot, and she was flying in 1995, and she went through the area. She was going to Miami, and she went through the area over the Everglades is where she was, and she said that it felt like a blanket came over her plane, and she lost all control. The lights in her aircraft were blinking. She heard buzzing in her headset, but she had a code frequency that she had written down for the Miami Tower, and she typed it in and was able to climb to a higher altitude and make it out alive. So my conclusion will state about the facts that are real and the myths that are fake, according to the Bermuda Triangle. So most common myths, I'm sure y'all have heard of Atlantis, the lost city underwater. There's a lot of myths going around that saying Atlantis is using crystal energies to pull planes and ships down, and and also sea monsters, which I don't really think I need to explain much more about those. And the facts, facts are that many incidents have taken place there, recorded with the Navy and Coast Guard, around the area, not in the triangle, but outside of the area. Oil leaks, floats, and wrecks have been found, but inside of the area, nothing can really be traced, so leaving people unable to debunk the theory of the triangle. That's it.